All right, so you found the perfect venue, you found your dream dress, you found a caterer, photographer, all those things. But what about the person who makes it all official? Choosing your wedding officiant is more than just checking a box. It's about finding the right person for your big day, and arguably, maybe the most important part of that entire day. Today, we're going to be talking about what it really means to find the right officiant to make your ceremony unique. My name's Angelo Gonzalez, and I'm the Katy wedding minister. All right, so by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what questions to ask and what qualities to look for to ensure that your ceremony is everything you want, that it's personal, that it's meaningful, and that it's stress-free. So first, let me tell you why this choice matters on who you pick for your officiant. Your officiant or your minister is more than just a signer. Okay, your officiant sets the tone for the entire ceremony. They're not just there to sign a piece of paper. If you wanted that, you can go to the courthouse, you can go to the justice of the peace, you can find somebody to fill out an online application to become ordained and do that. Your officiant really sets the heartbeat of your ceremony. Their personality, how they prep, what their presence is like, that really impacts your experience and the experience of your guests. There's a lot that can go wrong if somebody doesn't have experience. They might trip over their words. They might not know what to say. They might not be comfortable even doing public speaking. It can be impersonal. It can be rushed. It can be awkward. There's a lot of things that might go wrong if you pick the wrong person. And with me, my goal is to always provide clarity, to provide peace of mind, and to ensure that your ceremony is exactly what you envision. So there's a few things I always recommend whenever people are looking for an officiant, some things that I think you should take into consideration as you're thinking about who is gonna be your officiant. Number one is just experience and professionalism. Things like reliability, organization, knowing how to handle those unexpected moments that happen sometimes in ceremonies. With over 300 weddings under my belt, I've seen it all, and I know how to keep things running smoothly, whether it's a baby crying and not getting distracted by that, or the ring falling, or somebody tripping, or some kind of, I've done weddings where we're close to a highway and you just hear cars or you hear sirens going by, or just something goes wrong in the middle of the ceremony, right? The sound stops working, or somebody flubs something. Being able to roll with that and bring a little bit of experience and a little bit of humor sometimes even in those situations, to be able to let the ice be broken, bring some humor, let that be a moment that happens, but being able to move on through it is so, so important. It's something that you want to look for in a wedding officiant. Second is their personality and their connection. You want someone you feel comfortable with, someone who listens, someone who matches the energy of yours. When I am meeting with couples, I'm always asking, what's the type of ceremony you're looking for? Do you want something formal? Do you want something casual? Do you want something in between? Do you want it to be humorous? Do you want it to feel comfortable? Or do you want it to be very traditional, right? I try and get a gist of what my couples want so that I can match kind of what they're going with and their energy. I pride myself on being casual and engaging and truly connecting with couples to understand their unique story and get a real feel for what they're looking for. You also want to look at customization and personalization. Now, in my elopement package, which is my lowest package, there is no real customization or personalization. And some ministers, that's what they do. They don't do any kind of personalization for any of their ceremonies. For my lowest package, I don't do that because some people are just looking to elope. They don't want anything special. They don't want anything personal. They just kind of want to get it done in 5 to 10 minutes and get on with their day. And that's what some people are looking like. But if you are looking for someone to personalize, which is what I do with my silver package, you want someone who's willing to craft a ceremony that reflects your relationships, and not just a template script. So, how is your minister helping you? How are they going to help you with personalizing your vows, including unique wedding readings. How do they learn about your story? I have a lot of questions that I ask, so I glean information from the couple so that I can personalize the ceremony to their liking. Are they flexible? Do you want to do your own vows, or do they say, no, you have to do my vows. We have to do it this way. We have to do it that way. If you're looking for someone to personalize it, that's something that I specialize in in my silver packages, as I try and make it as personal as possible so that no two ceremonies are cookie cutter. The next thing that you need to look for is clarity and communication. Processes, timelines, expectations, fees. My couples often tell me how pleased they were with my clarity on exactly what they're going to experience, exactly what the agreement is, how much the fees are going to be. This stress-free journey that you're on starts with clear communication. And I tend to over-communicate. So I will make sure that everyone's on the same page for everything. I want this ceremony to be clear, and I want anyone who's involved in the ceremony, whether it's somebody coming up to say something, somebody to do a song, somebody who's coming up to do a reading, or they're doing the lasso ceremony or the unity candle. I make sure and touch base with all of these people and provide ultimate clarity so nobody's guessing on when they should be standing up. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go up now? When am I supposed to sit down? You want your minister to be someone who can provide clear direction so nobody is confused on the day of your ceremony. And finally, you want someone who's a calm presence, someone who can reassure you that day, someone who can calm your nerves, someone who can offer assurance, can handle pre-ceremony jitters. I usually arrive around half an hour or so before the ceremony and touch base with the bride and groom just to ask if they have any questions. Being a pastor myself, I often will pray with a couple. If a bride I see is kind of feeling stressed, I ask her to take a minute and I'll say, hey, do you want to pray real quick? Do you want to, is there something I can do to help you? Being able to calm and reassure, the pastoral side of me can come out, especially during those times. So you want someone who's able to do those things. So let's get to some essential questions you should ask your officiant. We've talked about the type of officiant you want. Here's some questions you can ask them. Okay, number one, what is your philosophy on wedding ceremonies? Do you only do religious ceremonies? Do you only do non-religious ceremonies? Can we do something in between? Can you do something that's going to honor the culture that I come from, or that my fiance comes from? You might ask, how do you personalize the ceremony? What kind of questions do you ask? Are there things that we can change? Can we do our own vows? Can we change the wording of certain things? With my couples, I always send the ceremony ahead of time so that they can read through it. And I say, nothing is sacred to me. This is for you. So go through it. You don't like any kind of language, we can change it. We can edit it. We can do all those things as we get close to the ceremony. I send them the transcript. And that's another question. Can we review and approve the ceremony script for the wedding day? It's an important question. For my elopement packages, I don't really provide that because it's a template. We're not going to be changing things. The agreement is that it's a standard templated ceremony. But for all of my silver packages, which is kind of the one that most people do, I always send them the script to be able to review it, approve, so that they know exactly what to expect that day. You might ask, what's your process with working with the couples? Do you meet with them? How many times do you meet with them? What kind of communication do you have? Do you have a process or a checklist or a system? I have a checklist and a system that I go through from start to finish, the entire ceremony, where we cover just about everything. And rarely do we get to the end of that ceremony and a couple is not clear about what we're going to do. Almost every time they say, that was perfectly clear. I understand. This sounds great. You might ask about how they file the marriage license. In the state of Texas, sometimes I will mail in the marriage license, but the couple can also take it back to the courthouse if they prefer. So you can ask them, how do we handle the marriage license? When does that get signed? Does that get signed before, after? Do I need to pay you before you sign it? You need to ask those kind of questions for your officiant. And then ask what the fee structure is. That's an obvious thing. Do they have a contract? Are they clear on what the fees are? Do they give you a quote and a firm quote? What kind of deposit do they need? With my contract I send to every couple, it's very clear and laid out. I give them an exact number. This is exactly what it's going to cost you. Here's the ceremony fee. Here's any kind of mileage fees. Here's any kind of short notice fees or long distance fees, anything like that. is all included in the initial quote. So make sure you have that down. Some red flags to look out for. You know, you're meeting with the minister or an officiant. I don't know how this is feeling. Lack of communication, lack of responsiveness. If you reach out multiple times and they're not responding to you, if you can't get a hold of them ever, that's a red flag. Their unwillingness to personalize the ceremony, if that's what you've paid for, right? With my couples, if somebody pays for the silver package, they're getting tons of personalization. Make sure you are clear. How much personalization do I get? If they give you vague answers about their experience or about their process, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's a red flag to be thinking about. And finally, if they're unprofessional, if they're not speaking to you in a professional manner, if they don't have a professional website, or they don't have reviews that you can find, or they're not willing to give you maybe other couples' names that they've done, if you can't find much information about them, if they're, these are things you can tell as you're communicating with them. So choosing your officiant, it's a big, big decision. But by looking for these things, by looking for experience, looking for personality, customization, clear communication, and a reassuring presence, you will find the perfect match, I promise you. And there are a lot of great ministers out there. If you're getting married in the Houston area, or especially in the Katy, West Houston area, Cypress, Fort Bend County, Sugar Land, and you're looking for an officiant who's going to bring warmth, who's going to has a lot of experience, and is going to bring you a stress-free approach to your ceremony, I'd love to connect with you. So you can visit my website, katyweddingminister.com, to learn about my services, to schedule a complimentary consultation, to see if we're a good fit. Because sometimes I'm not a good fit for everyone. Sometimes not every couple's a good fit for me. So I'd love to connect with you. Let's create a ceremony that is truly yours and that you're going to love and that you're going to enjoy, and is going to be stress-free on one of the most important days of your life. All right, so what's the most important thing you're looking for in an officiant? Let me know in the comments below. Drop me a comment. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more wedding tips. I'm always posting these things. If you have questions, I would love to answer them. Maybe I'll make a video from some of your questions. So take care. Have a great day.